I want to begin by appreciating the executives of Association of Nigeria University Professional Administrators. I also want to appreciate all participants that are here present and want to congratulate everyone here present on the successful edition of this annual general meeting and conference. EcoPath Nigeria Limited is quite happy and proud to be associated with ANUPA. ANUPA, I sound like one of the fellows. All right, so I want to take you through what we do at EcoPath. And in my opinion, I believe this is going to be one of the take away or take home stuff to different universities where you have come to attend this event. Because just like when you go on a visit elsewhere and you are back and the whole family, they are looking up to you like, what have you brought? So this thing that we'll be discussing very shortly will represent what you will be bringing to your respective universities as a fallout of your attendance of this very important AGM and conference. My name to start with is Latif Salami. I'm a fellow of International Sustainability Academy, Germany. So, as you all know, can we work on this slide, please? Okay. All right, so in our various universities, we still use printer devices. Of course, we are all conversant with our computer printers, our photocopiers, our duplicators. And we can all relate to the fact that not a single of these devices are locally made in Nigeria. I'm talking about reprographic equipment generally. Be your printers, copiers, and duplicators, they are wholly imported into Nigeria. Same happens with the consumables that they use. By consumables, I'm referring to the ink and toner cartridges that these devices use. And one thing that we have noticed at EcoPath is that millions of cheap single-use cartridges that get their way imported into Nigeria are actually depriving our youth and graduates of massive job opportunities. You all agree with me that if you have a printer device, over the number of years that it's going to remain active, you are going to continue to subscribe on toner cartridges or ink cartridges to make it functional. So, and since we don't locally produce this, it's just like exporting our job opportunity to countries where they are very active in producing these stuffs. So we felt, even as we move from paper to paperless, we still find it very, very obvious that we can't entirely do away with printing to some extent. So if we were doing some form of printing, then we want our people to have the economic benefit that will accrue from the production of ink and printer cartridges. And so it's one of the problems, inability of our country to locally make this ink and toner cartridges, which I will call printer cartridges generally, is robbing our youth and graduates of massive job opportunity. So it's one of the major problems in the reprographic industry in Nigeria. Another thing to consider is that imported printer cartridges often contain toxic content. You know, in Nigeria, everything is business. And some people don't mind engaging in business, even if it is to the detriment of others, as long as they are making profit, right? So we lack a quality assurance system where stuffs that comes into our country are evaluated to see if they conform to the safety standard, you know. So for this reason, our local importers just encourage people from China to bring in all manners of printer cartridges, even those ones that are toxic and are not quite fit for human handling and exposure. Some of these printer cartridges have got a carcinogenic component inside of them. You know, these are cancer-causing stuff, and because people will not drop them immediately, and we just feel like, no, there's nothing wrong with it. But the accumulated effect of overexposure to this composition, in which the toxic components are beyond the acceptable level, is also a cause for concern for EcoPath. So in our offices, we use ink and toner cartridges, but we don't really know, some of them are not so fit to be handled by us. So another thing is empty cartridges. When you have your device, printer devices, and then you use your ink and toner cartridges and it's finished, what happens to the empty? Sometimes they find their way to the landfills, they are burned, unsorted with general waste, and this is overburdening the environment. Like the COP28 that is presently going on in Dubai, it's all about addressing the issue of challenges in climate. Of course, Nigeria has also got Nigeria Climate Act 2021, and then we view it very strongly that we, as long as we still do some element of printing, we can always make ours to be more eco-friendly, you know, in a circular economy, in a way where the empties of this ink and toner cartridges generated can be recovered, you know, in a way. But let me just limit my talk to the problem. So the part of the problem is the generation of this plastic waste, which sadly increase the greenhouse effect, global warming and plastic pollution, and some other associated problems that happens with plastic waste. And another thing is imported cartridges. We attempted to embrace them. Of course, we don't locally produce them. We attempted to embrace them, sometimes because we felt they are also, some of them are low cost. The battle has shifted to a country like Nigeria, where there is limited internet penetration, and reasonably we still do a lot of printing. So the scramble for the market has made a lot of players to shift to Nigeria, and from East Asia we see a lot of their printer cartridges in our market. And the most important factor is the cost. Oh, this one is very low cost, it's very cheap. But the truth is, are they really low cost as they appear? Most of the time, no. Because it's just like penny wise, pounds foolish. Like a printer cartridge that is expected to give you a particular number of yield, you find out it won't give you that number of yield. So in the true sense of it, they are not as cheap as we always know. So for all these problems enumerated earlier, when we talk about problem, then we also want to talk about the solution to the problem. So EcoPath, as a company that is very patriotic and also want to align ourselves with best practices as it is done in other part of the world, are looking for ways to mitigate this problem. And so we have come with a solution to solve this problem of printer cartridges in Nigeria. And for us, we say our solution, the first, ink for use in Riso duplicator. So one step at a time. As you can all see, earlier I talked about different types of printer devices. We all are familiar with our HP printers, in our portable printer in our offices. That is not the type we are making at present. We also know about the regular photocopiers. No, that's not what we are talking about now. Of course, our solution is going to be all encompassing, and it will get to especially the commonly used printers, but it's a step at a time. So we have find it more convenient and comfortable with us to start with a particular ink cartridges that is used by this duplicator they call Riso. I'm not sure many of you are able to relate with this device, which picture is shown up there. because it's not a portable device in your offices. But I bet it most universities uses this, especially when they have to print massively during examination time. So this printer device called Risograph uses an ink that looks like this. So until now, this ink are really imported into Nigeria. And then when this printer called Risograph Duplicator uses this ink, the empty carton or the empty plastic goes to waste, burdening the environment and then having all the negative effects on the environment. So that is number one. Also, the composition, the chemical composition of this ink that is presently in use in Nigeria, which are usually imported from China, have got a toxic component. And so for this reason, EcoPart here in Nigeria, having achieved partnership with a company from Japan, we are now locally making this ink in Nigeria. So this is fully Nigerian made. And then we are making it with what is called extended producer's responsibility. What do we mean by that? As a producer or manufacturer, before you make any item at all, you are thinking of what becomes of the end of life of this item and what you are going to do with it. Is it that, are you just concerned about the money, like people that import these stuffs and do not have any consideration for the effect on people's health and environment? That is what we are trying to correct now, that we are making this with extended producer's responsibility in mind, a situation where once this ink is exhausted, we can recover the empties for remanufacturing. And we can do this up to like 9 times. And even when this cannot be remanufactured again, we are partnered with recyclers in Lagos for recycling of the empties. So this is a very big thing in our university. It's a first step actually, because it will be followed by other more common printer cartridges like your portable HP printers, like your copiers, and other printer devices. So for the first time ever in Nigeria, this ink that is used by these printer devices, which possibly your university is using to print high volume copies for your exam, is now locally made in Nigeria, locally available in Nigeria, eco-friendly. And I'm going to reel out more benefit of these ink cartridges with time. So the advantage of embracing this solution include affordable price. We all know the present challenge in Nigeria, so recommending this solution will lower the printing cost in our university tremendously. Yeah, and also it's of better quality because we have achieved partnership with this company from Japan. And you know, Japan are noted with supporting people with high quality stuffs. It's non-toxic like the other brands. The ink is made with soya oil, which makes it to be organic and user-friendly. And also zero to landfill, as the empties of this ink are recovered to make a fresh one. So it's not going to be a burden on your campus or on the environment generally. So our hedge, I'm trying to wrap this up very quickly. Our hedge, or what is going to be your edge in recommending this solution if you are using this device. Number one, universities that embrace this solution will be given award by Procurement and Supply Chain NGO in Scotland. So EcoPart has attained this partnership with this organization called Sustainable Procurement and Supply Chain, and universities that are key into this sustainable procurement will get awarded by this organization in Scotland. Also, I talked about the lower printing cost, which embracing this solution will also afford, and also most of the imported and low-cost ink, because of their poor quality, aggravate the downtime experienced by this printer device, and it's also very safe for end users and for the environment. Now, our contribution to SDGs. So, of course, SDG 3, good health and well-being. So, you can be rest assured that because of its non-toxic nature,